Now,
a new twist on a familiar scam that a local woman almost fell victim to.
Now, all across our area, police and cybersecurity experts are trying to stay one step ahead of the scammers. One of the growing problems is AI and how easy and believable it can be to scam someone in seconds. Scams and how to outsmart them is the big story today.
It's a call from your loved one. They sound distressed. Turns out the person on the other end of the line is not your family member. It's a scammer trying to get your money. Yesterday, we aired a Watching Your Wallet segment all about the latest AI voice cloning scams. One Toledo woman reached out to us saying the same thing happened to her. And 13 Action News anchor Alexandria Manthe has that story all new at 4. Alexandria.
Yeah, Tony, the 82-year-old woman that I spoke to said she got a call from her grandson, or so she thought. The person on the other end of the phone was asking for help. And get this, the voice sounded identical to her 18-year-old grandson. She said that he was in trouble and he didn't want her to tell his parents, but he needed help. He said that he was riding in a car with his friend, and his friend got busted by police for having drugs in the car. He told his grandma that he needed $8,000 to get out of jail. The woman I spoke to, who wanted to remain anonymous, said she was panicking at first, but became skeptical.
Because, you know, if your grandkids are calling, you think, oh my gosh, what's happened? You know, what can I... But then they went on with this story, and it just didn't seem like something that they you know, I mean, they wouldn't be doing that kind of stuff. I know they're raised better than that.
Now, luckily, she said that she didn't give the scammer any money. And coming up on Action News at 6, I'll break down the red flags that she was able to see to determine this was a scam and how you can ensure you aren't the next victim. Tina. All right, thanks, Alexandria. Scamming, nothing new, but the way scammers are targeting people is evolving every single day.
Cybersecurity experts are warning throwing AI into the mix is making it even harder to figure out what's real. Our cybersecurity expert, Dave Hatter, says there's so much data about us online that scammers can use to their advantage. That includes our voicemail messages, which scammers use to train AI voice models. They can then spoof a phone number, so when it shows up on your phone, the scammers can make it look like it's from any number they want.
If you're an older person and you aren't familiar with this technology, you aren't familiar that this is a thing, and suddenly you get a call from your grandson who's in jail and needs money to bail him out or whatever, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, it sounds like them, they're distraught, you know, are you really going to stop and go, huh?
He also says stopping and taking a moment to think is one of your greatest tools to fight scammers. So if you get a call like that, experts say hang up, then call someone on a number that you can verify, whether it's a loved one or even the jail.
And less than a week ago, we told you about a Maumee man who stopped his father from losing thousands of dollars to scammers after they gained control of his computer.
He was led to believe through an email disguised as Microsoft that he was being refunded $700 for a service that he didn't even remember paying for.
Well, that man says the scammer told his father they had accidentally processed that refund for $7,000 instead of $700, and he needed to pay back the difference or his accounts would be frozen. The scammer then told the man to get up, get dressed, go to his bank, and call him from the parking lot without telling anyone else. The son said he knew his father was being scammed, but his dad didn't believe him, so the son had to call 911 before they left the house.
Do me a favor, sir. Don't go anywhere. Can you guys go back to your house so we can have a crew meet you there?
Look at this. The scammer called back while the officer was with the family, but after the officer answered the phone, the scammer hung up and has not contacted the family since.
This week, we've told you about multiple officials in our area who have been warning people about scams. The Hancock County Sheriff's Office issued a warning just yesterday. Those officials say fraudsters from the 727 area code are calling and texting people claiming to be an agent with the U.S. District Court. They sent a document about mobile escort orders and tried to keep callers on the line to offer instructions. So if you get one of these calls, Hancock County is telling you hang up right away.
And the Lucas County Prosecutor's Office also issuing a warning about a phone scam. Here's how this one works. The caller claims to represent the office. They'll say that you failed to appear in court and that a notice was sent to your house. Sometimes the caller's referencing you by name, even provides your address and tries to appear legitimate. Now, the Lucas County Prosecutor, Julia Bates, says her office will never call to ask why you didn't appear in court.
But if you do get one of these calls claiming to be from the prosecutor, she says hang up and call her office directly.
And the Lucas County Probate Court also dealing with a similar scam. Callers are targeting people claiming they're from a fake criminal processing division. The scammers tell victims there's a warrant out for their arrest for failing to appear in Judge Puffenberger's court, and then they demand money to clear the alleged warrant. Like the Lucas County prosecutor, Judge Puffenberger says the court will never call about warrants or ask for payment over the phone.
And we have Lane Mons with us from the Better Business Bureau. Lane, this one's tricky, right? First off, where do these types of scams actually start?
So, Christina, they always start on an online dating app, profile, a platform. That's where they start.
Here's another question for you, Lane. Is it always nefarious from the beginning here? Is there a certain type of person that these types of people are looking for?
First of all, they happen all year round, but they do ramp up in the new year between now and Valentine's Day. It's a time when people are thinking they're ready to start a new chapter in their life, new beginnings, right? Valentine's Day is around the corner. So right now, if you're in a dating platform, you are a target on the market. If you're an older person or a younger person, either one, you're also a little bit more in the target. But the fact is, if you've got a profile online looking for a relationship, then you're going to be within the scammers' sights. They're going to have their sights on you. They don't really care who bites as long as someone bites.
So what are some of those red flags?
There are a number of them, and they're pretty reliable for red flags. And I do want to say there's nothing wrong with dating sites. I just want to give a little disclaimer there. Many good relationships happen on online profiles. So I don't want people to be scared. I just want them to be warned and aware so they're prepared. So one of the things is if you never actually meet the person and then you can't even get them on an online video call, that is very suspicious. And if they try to get you off the platform so that the messaging can occur directly by text or email, that's another red flag. Again, none of these by themselves are 100% a telltale sign, but they're things to look out for. And the most important one, of course, is if they ask for money. That's the big red flag. If somebody that you've never seen, never met, is giving you stories of urgency, they're working for the military, they're on an oil rig, they're deployed somewhere secret, and they have a series of stories and tales that get progressively more urgent, and then all of a sudden they ask for money. I mean, that is very reliably a red flag that you are being targeted for a romance scam. I would say maybe don't let it get to that point. So if you've never met the person and never even had a video chat with them, but you've tried, and every time you get close to it at the last minute, they have kind of a fantastical tale of woe. Oh, this happened, my brother-in-law, or I got redeployed, or we're shipping out, or whatever. I would be very suspicious, and I would say I would question whether to continue, because if you really can't have romance if you can't at least meet the person at some point or see them. It's tough to take that to the next stage.
New Labor Department figures show 2025 was the weakest year for job growth outside of recession since 2003. And as job seekers navigate this difficult market, they also have to avoid scam jobs. Experts say avoid companies that are in a hurry to get a position filled. A quick Google search can help filter the scam jobs from the real ones. Check for a social media presence and website, as well as official email addresses that showcase the name of the company.
You shouldn't be paying any money for the process. If it seems too good to be true, slow down. If they're hesitant to give you details in the job description, or the job description is very vague, be careful.
According to the Federal Trade Commission, job scam losses topped $220 million in 2024.
All right, so we talked about a lot of scams out there, and you might be wondering, that's great, all these people that were able to skirt the scammers, but what if that didn't happen to me? What should I do next? Well, here in Ohio, there are some resources for you. This is ohio.gov, and there's a whole section about scam alerts. Here you can prevent scams. You can also report scams. They're going to give you updates on some of the latest ones. Right now, there's one up here talking about a text from a state agency that relates to taxes. So that's really relevant to now. And they also talk about some common ones that we've reviewed you this afternoon. Meanwhile, if you do fall for one of these, you need to report it. And you can go to the Ohio Attorney General's website, and there's a report tips and scams section. It's a whole help center that's going to walk you through the type of scam that you need to report. Everything from Medicaid fraud to a consumer complaint to bid rigging, you name it, it's available on here. And then they're going to ask you very specific questions about what happened to you, if you lost any money, and then they will follow up. Once again, this is through the Ohio Attorney General, and you can find it on ohio.gov. We'll post a link to that on 13abc.com. And meanwhile, if you need some more information about everything that's happening, scams impacting local people, what you need to know to avoid losing money, or how to report these things, once again, you can download the 13 Action News app. It's available